So, as you guys know from a while back, I'm in love with the Villainess. It is one of my favorite novel series, period, like light novels in general. And now we finally have a manga. I honestly didn't know there was a manga in the works until about a month ago when somebody posted a screen cap of it on Twitter or something. Like, oh my god, a manga! And now it's out. Now, I know I'm a little bit late on doing a review on this. I wanted to read it and I didn't have time. I still don't have a lot of time. But however, I finally do have time. And I did finish it. And this is volume 1 and covers the first few chapters of volume 1 of the novel. And I love it. I love it almost, if not even kind of more than the novels. Because that visual element really adds a lot, okay? Now, before I start gushing about how much I love it, let me kind of just do an introduction on what I'm in love with the Villainess is, in case you haven't seen my previous video talking about the first 2 volumes of the novels. Which, speaking of, I do know volume 3 of the novel is out. I am about halfway done with it. Again, haven't had a huge amount of time for reading. I will do a video as soon as I'm done with it. I hate not being able to get it out closer to launch purely because people aren't going to care as much. But I digress. Anyway, so what is I'm in love with the Villainess? This is an isekai, okay? And like that, I just lost a lot of you. It's a different kind of isekai. This is not a power fantasy. This is not a, I'm the hero and I'm going to go save the world. It's not very video gamey at all. It does take place in a video game setting, but there's no levels or stats or any of that bullcrap. Basically, the main character, Rei Ohashi, finds herself summoned in the body of Ray Taylor from her favorite video game series, Revolution, a dating game series where the main character, Ray, has to woo the 3 princes of this kingdom. Cool. Here's the thing, though. Ray does not care about those 3 princes at all. Well, thanks to, well, one especially she hates, but they are not romantic interests for her, because, well, she swings the other way. And instead, she loves the Villainess, as the name implies. She loves her personality, she loves her looks, and all that fun stuff. The Villainess being the titular Claire Francois. And it results in a very entertaining comedy. Ray is head over heels in love with Claire and does not hide it one bit. She is constantly saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. And no matter what Claire does to try and deter her, Ray doesn't let up, okay? At all. She gets bullied and harassed and everything, but it gets under Claire's skin and it results in a very entertaining and funny dynamic between the two. On top of that, we got a legitimately good story here. I'm not going to spoil what happens, but however, things get very interesting. There's a lot of layers to what's going on, especially as time goes on. I'm guessing the story's really going to pick up probably towards the end of Volume 2, and then really kick off in Volume 3. That is my guess, just knowing what happens later on in the novels. And if you're into that kind of thing where it's got a story that takes a little bit to get going, but once it does, oh boy, it gets going. Claire has a great character development and everything moving forward. She starts off as this brat who, you know, she's a high-class noble, she's arrogant, she's your very stereotypical video game villainess, but however, she fleshes out and grows as a wonderful character, and I love it. The characters overall I love. The only one who's like actually kind of bland is Ray, because she's very one note, but however, that also makes her entertaining in her own right, and also you never really know what she's going to do because she's very, very smart and knows the game inside and out and knows kind of what's going to happen throughout the story, and so she can predict what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and work her way around that, especially since the title of the game, Revolution, heavily implies what might happen during the time of her stay at the academy they're at. Now, the manga itself, okay, I've expressed how much I love the novels. They're very, very good. The manga itself has a lot going for it as well. On one thing, it's telling the same story. It has the same characters and everything. That's really fun. But also, the art is incredibly cute, especially, come on, focus. Especially the character faces and paneling, dynamic, the detail. Like, good lord, look at that food there. That is, come on. Come on. There we go. It's way too detailed. And I love it. It's just, the everything is just great about it. The facial expressions, the detail and everything. It's very good. It's very solid art style. It reminds me of the covers and the art that are in the novels. It mimics it very well. I think the novels are a little bit more detailed though, to some extent. Partly because there's fewer of them, so the artist can put more time into it. But however, the manga, it's just, it's so good. It's like, they portray these characters very well. They capture the essence of them, in my personal opinion, very, very well. Another thing to note, and a big complaint that I had with the novels, was the simple fact that the novels did not do a very good job at telling you what characters look like. Okay, that was my biggest complaint with the novels. But now, with the manga, we're able to get a clear view of the characters. Like, for instance, I didn't know what the princes really looked like other than the second prince, Yu. Or I think he's the second prince, or is he the third? I can't remember. Anyways, because he does get a few pictures in the novels, but however the others, not so much. And other than the occasional thing here and there, they didn't really delve into what they look like in the novels, so it's nice being able to see like what they look like now. On top of that, there are a few extra things here and there. Like for instance, they have these fun little in-between 4 comas, which are just hilarious. I don't believe they're canon, but they provide their own little fun thing. Something that threw me for a loop that I was not expecting was the fan service at the end of the book. There was quite a bit here. I don't think I can show it at all. Like, there's a bathhouse scene. I'm not going to risk it. I don't want to get flagged on YouTube. It's so weird. I don't know what is and isn't good on YouTube. But however, I never pictured the series being very fan servicey, so seeing a little bit of fan service at the end there kind of threw me for a loop. Not a big deal. I'm not going to complain. But however, there was that. All in all, I'm trying to be vague, okay? I really don't want to delve super into the story because I want people to read this, okay? If you're into isekai, if you're into Yuri, and this isn't just Yuri for, oh, they're kind of, you know, they're going for the cutesy thing. She's straight up a lesbian, so they like actually use that word. This is a series that got me into checking out Yuri series in general, and I've not yet seen another one that actually calls it for what it is. So I don't know what's up with that. Maybe it's just still due to the stigma in Japan or whatever. But however, it is very good. It's got a very good romance to it. Ray and Claire's chemistry does get good very well, very quickly. Well, I wouldn't say quickly. It builds up naturally, and it makes sense why these two, it works. I don't want to delve super into it because it does work, and I want you guys to read it. If you're a fan of the novels, you probably already read the manga. What do you guys think about it? I'm tempted to go look up for some of the scanlations, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm going to buy the manga no matter what, because again, I love this series to death, and I want to read further in. But however, I also still got to finish volume 3 of the novel. So, what do you guys think of I'm in Love with the Villainess Manga? Have you read it? Have you had a chance to check it out? Have you read the novels? What are your thoughts on that? Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And see y'all later. Peace out.